Hi, it's Brandon from thirstgym.com. Today we're talking about exercise called the Barbell Good Morning. This is a great lower body and honestly back exercise, I guess you could say. I really don't think you should be doing it for your back. However, your back will see some progress from an exercise like this. This is a good old school powerlifting exercise, and really it's great for helping your squat and your deadlift. I personally don't program an exercise like this for any of my athletes or any of my personal training clients. I think there's better exercises out there to get the benefits that we want. However, if you're a power lifter or strongman, someone like that, this exercise can be very beneficial for you. So you will need a bar, you just need a rack, and for the most part, this exercise is essentially an RDL on your back. There's definitely some biomechanical differences for sure, but that's a good, simple way to think about it. So if you know how to do an RDL, you can probably do a good morning, at least in terms of technique. Now, what we're going to do with an exercise like this is we're going to try to maintain a good quality neutral torso. We're going to try to push our hips back. We want to make sure we can feel our heels, feel our whole foot, feel our glutes and hamstring at a good quality stretch. And then we're going to use our glute hamstrings and even a little bit of our lower back in terms of positional standpoint to drive our hips forward and extend the bar. So that's why I really like this exercise for the deadlift more than anything else. I think just the hinging pattern of it trains the glutes and hamstrings in the mid and low back in a good quality position in terms of for the deadlift. So I got my hands here like I'm going to do my back squat. I'm basically going to put it in my back squat position. Okay, I'm going to unrack the bar. Okay, step back. You can go with a high or a low bar position. So I kind of prefer something medium for my good mornings. I don't like it up here on my neck, but I also don't like it like super back here on my rear delts. It just doesn't feel very good. My shoulders are actually pretty tight today too, so that's another reason why. But you know, I don't want it super low. I want it about mid position for just me, but pick whatever feels comfortable for you. Once you're in that position, feet are going to be about shoulder width, give or take. So if you're a conventional deadlifter, this works great. If you're sumo, you could definitely widen these out just a little bit. You could certainly use a sumo position, but to me, this feels awful. Okay, I'm not even going to demonstrate it, but you could do that. You're just not going to see it very often. Usually your feet are going to be here in that normal conventional setting. Like I said, you're going to feel your feet, unlock your knees a little bit, keep your chest tall. What we're going to do is we're going to push our hips back, so we're going to break at the hips. We're going to keep our knees bent just a little bit, and we're just going to bring our torso down towards the floor, just so that we can maintain a neutral spine in our back, and then we're going to drive our hips forward. So we're going to be here, back, here, back. So for me, this is all I've got. And that's it. Okay? So you're not going to have to bend over to where you're going to go like that far. You know, my low back is rounding. That's not a good position to be in. Torso, good and neutral. Soft knees, push the pelvis back. Let your chest come forward. Main position, bring it back. Now, I personally like doing this exercise with a safety squat bar. I've got a video on that as well. If you want to check it out, just check out SSB Good Morning. But I know if you don't have a safety squat bar, you got to use a barbell. Sometimes that's okay. If you have access to a buffalo bar, this exercise feels even better because your hands can be a little bit lower. The curve feels a little more natural on your back. I personally prefer that variation if I would do a straight bar or a straight bar variation of it. But in general, that's how you're going to perform the exercise. Now, if you've got low back injury history, anything kind of like that, I would probably steer away from an exercise like this. I would look into dumbbell RDLs, things that are a little bit more low back friendly in terms of building your glutes and your hamstrings for any kind of deadlift or pulling variations that you have. Now, when it comes to programming exercise like this, West Side is old school, saying you do these really heavy. I've gotten away from that personally. I don't really believe that anymore. I think this is a supplemental exercise only. This is a means to an end in terms of building a quality deadlift and or squat. You don't ever want to get in a position like that, so let's just not do it to begin with. Let's not get it super heavy. And if you're going to get injured doing a squat or a deadlift. Not a good morning. That's just my own opinion. However, so I think doing an exercise like this, 6 to 10 repetitions I think is a sweet spot. If you're going to do 6, just make sure you can maintain great technique and you're feeling it in your glutes and your hamstrings and a little bit of your low back in terms of position. You don't want to feel it in your low back like your low back's doing the extension. You want to feel it in the glutes and the hamstrings. That's the main reason why you're doing an exercise like this. 3-4 sets, give or take. and then you should be pretty much good. I think if you can do that, and you can maintain all the torso position and get that right, this will help your squat and this will help your deadlift. So a good old school classic exercise. I just think as much as we know about training and the way to make progress with certain exercises, I don't think this is one of those things you got to beat to death to get better at. I do think it has its benefits, as I've mentioned. However, I just think when it comes to training, there's some better ways and even some better options that we have available to us now. So if you got any questions, leave them in the comment section. Thanks. Have a great day.